Listen up. Are you tired of eating the same old boring meals? Do you think cooking a decent meal takes the culinary skills of, well, me? Well, you're dead wrong. Today we're going to show you how to whip up some brilliant recipes that are so quick and easy, even you can't mess them up. We're talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even a cheeky little dessert. So put down the takeaway menus, and let's get cooking now. Alright, let's get this right. Let's start with breakfast, the most important meal of the bloody day. You can't mess this up. We're talking avocado toast, but not the kind some pretentious cafes try to pass off as gourmet. We're making it better. We're going to elevate it to a whole new level. First, find yourself a ripe avocado. This is crucial. You want it to be firm, but with a little give, like a good handshake. Not too hard, not too soft. Now scoop out that gorgeous green goodness into a bowl and give it a good mash. Really get in there. Don't be shy now, get stuck in there. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Next, we need to season this bad boy. This is where the magic happens. Salt and pepper, obviously. But don't be afraid to be generous. Seasoning is key. And for a bit of zing, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. It brightens everything up. Give it a good stir and taste it. Adjust the seasoning if needed. It should taste bright, fresh, and absolutely delicious. Now toast your bread. This is important. And for God's sake, don't even think about using that cheap, plastic-wrapped white bread. It ruins everything. Get yourself a nice sourdough or a whole grain. Quality matters. We want something with a bit of texture and flavor. It makes all the difference. Once your bread is toasted to perfection, spread that avocado mixture on there like you're plastering a wall. Don't be stingy. We want a nice, thick layer. This is what makes it satisfying. Now, for the finishing touch, a poached egg. Trust me, it's worth it. I know, some of you are probably thinking, a poached egg? That's too complicated. But it's not. But trust me, it's easier than you think. Just follow along. Just crack an egg into a pot of simmering water with a splash of vinegar and watch it magically transform into a thing of beauty. It's like a little miracle. Gently lift it out with a slotted spoon and place it gently on top of your avocado toast. Be careful, it's delicate. Season with a pinch of salt and pepper, and there you have it. Perfection! A breakfast fit for a king. Enjoy every bite. Right. You hungry guys, let's talk lunch. We're making a chicken Caesar wrap that's so good, you'll never want a sad desk salad again. First, we need to cook our chicken. Now, I prefer to grill mine as it gives it a lovely smoky flavor. But you can bake it or pan fry it if you prefer. Just make sure it's cooked through and juicy. No one wants to bite into a dry, overcooked chicken breast. While the chicken is cooking, let's prep our other ingredients. Wash and chop some crisp romaine lettuce, grate some Parmesan cheese, the good stuff, not that powdery rubbish, and grab your favorite Caesar dressing. Once the chicken is cooked, let it rest for a few minutes, then slice it thinly. Now, we're ready to build our wrap. Lay out a large tortilla and spread a generous amount of Caesar dressing on it. Then, layer on your lettuce, chicken, and Parmesan cheese. Now for the fun part, rolling the wrap. Fold in the sides of the tortilla, then roll it up tightly from the bottom. If you're feeling fancy, you can cut the wrap in half diagonally. And there you have it, a quick, easy, and utterly delicious lunch that will keep you going all afternoon. Chapter 3. One-pot pasta. Dinner just got easier. Listen, you guys, I know you're tired after a long day. The grind of work, the commute, and the endless to-do list can really take it out of you. The last thing you want to do is spend hours in the kitchen, slaving over a hot stove. It's exhausting just thinking about it, isn't it? That's why we're making one-pot pasta, a dish so simple a 5-year-old could make it. Seriously, it's that easy and quick. First, grab yourself a large pot. Make sure it's big enough to hold all your ingredients comfortably. This is where the magic happens. Cooking can be fun and stress-free, trust me. Fill it with water, about 2/3 full, and bring it to a boil. Now add your pasta. Watch it dance in the boiling water. I'm using penne today, but you can use any shape you like. Fusilli, spaghetti, or even farfalle. The choice is yours. While the pasta is cooking, we're going to add our other ingredients. This is where the flavors start to build. First up, some juicy cherry tomatoes. They add a burst of sweetness and color. Just have them and toss them in. Next, some minced garlic. The aroma is going to be incredible. Don't be shy with the garlic, it adds a ton of flavor. The more the merrier. And finally, some fresh basil leaves. They bring a fresh, herby note to the dish. Just tear them up and throw them in. No need to be precise, rustic is the way to go. Now, give everything a good stir and let it simmer away until the pasta is cooked through and the water has reduced into a lovely sauce. The kitchen will smell amazing. This should take about 10 to 12 minutes, just enough time to unwind a bit. Once the pasta is cooked, turn off the heat and stir in a drizzle of olive oil and a generous grating of Parmesan cheese. This adds richness and depth. Season with salt and pepper to taste, and there you have it, a masterpiece in a pot. A delicious, comforting, and ridiculously easy dinner that's on the table in under 20 minutes. Perfect for any night of the week. Chapter 4. Chocolate Mug Cake. Indulge your sweet tooth. All right now, it's time for dessert. And because I'm feeling generous, we're going to make a chocolate mug cake that's so decadent, so rich, and so ridiculously easy, you'll want to make it every night. First, grab yourself a microwave-safe mug. This is crucial, people. We don't want any explosions in the kitchen. Now, add your dry ingredients: flour, sugar, cocoa powder, baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Give it a good stir to combine everything. Next, add your wet ingredients, milk, vegetable oil, and vanilla extract. Now whisk everything together until it's smooth and well combined. And don't even think about licking the spoon. We need every last drop of this batter. Now, for the fun part. Microwave your mug cake for about a minute or until it's cooked through. The cooking time may vary depending on your microwave, so keep an eye on it. You'll know it's done when it's risen and firm to the touch. Once your mug cake is cooked, let it cool for a minute or two before digging in. You can eat it straight from the mug, or you can get fancy and top it with some whipped cream, chocolate sauce, or fresh berries. Either way, it's going to be delicious. Chapter 5. Smoothie Bowl. A healthy and delicious start. All right, you healthy bunch, I haven't forgotten about you. We're going to finish off with a smoothie bowl that's so packed with nutrients and flavor, you'll be bouncing off the walls all morning. First, grab your blender and toss in your frozen fruit. I'm using a mix of berries today, but you can use whatever you like. Bananas, mangoes, pineapples, the possibilities are endless. Now add a splash of almond milk. You can use regular milk if you prefer, but almond milk adds a nice, nutty flavor. And for an extra boost of protein, throw in a scoop of your favorite protein powder. Now, blitz everything together until it's smooth and creamy. If it's too thick, add a bit more almond milk. And if it's not sweet enough, add a drizzle of honey or maple syrup. Once your smoothie is blended to perfection, pour it into a bowl and let's talk toppings. This is where you can really let your creativity shine. I'm going with some crunchy granola, fresh berries, and a drizzle of honey. But you can add whatever you like. Chopped nuts, seeds, shredded coconut, the possibilities are endless. There you have it, a quick, easy, and healthy breakfast that will fuel your body and mind for the day ahead. Enjoy every bite and feel the energy boost. There you have it, 5 quick, easy, and delicious recipes that will impress even the most discerning palate. Now, there's no excuse for ordering takeaway every night. Get in that kitchen and show me what you've got. And remember, if you can't stand the heat, get out of my kitchen. Just kidding, you lot. Keep practicing, and you'll be a culinary master in no time. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recipes, and I'll see you in the next video.
From bean to beverage, chocolate's Mesoamerican roots. Chocolate begins its story in the ancient forests of Mesoamerica, a region that spans parts of modern-day Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. This lush, tropical environment provided the perfect conditions for the cacao tree to thrive. The Olmec civilization, one of the earliest in the region, were the first to cultivate cacao trees. These ancient people, who lived around 1500 BCE, discovered the potential of the cacao bean and began to incorporate it into their daily lives. They ground the beans into a paste using traditional methods that have been passed down through generations. This process was labor-intensive, requiring skill and patience. This paste was mixed with water and spices, creating a unique and flavorful beverage. The combination of ingredients varied, but it often included chili peppers, vanilla, and other local spices. This created a bitter drink called zocolatl, which translates to bitter water. Unlike the sweet chocolate we know today, xocolatl was a robust and invigorating beverage, enjoyed for its stimulating properties. The Mayans, who followed the Olmecs, also revered cacao. They believed it to be a divine gift bestowed upon them by the gods. Cacao held a central place in their culture and was deeply intertwined with their religious and social practices. They believed it to be a divine gift. Cacao beans were used in religious ceremonies where they were offered to the gods as a symbol of gratitude and reverence. These rituals were elaborate and held great significance in Mayan society. Cacao beans were used in religious ceremonies. The beans were considered sacred and were often used in rituals to ensure fertility, prosperity, and protection from harm. The Mayans believed that consuming cacao could bring them closer to the divine. Mayans even used cacao beans as a form of currency. This practice highlights the value they placed on cacao, as it was not only a food and a drink, but also a medium of exchange. Cacao beans were traded for goods and services, making them an essential part of the Mayan economy. The Mayan people enjoyed xocolatl as a special drink, reserved for important occasions. It was consumed during feasts, celebrations, and ceremonies, often by the elite and the nobility. The drink was believed to have energizing and aphrodisiac properties. The Aztecs later adopted cacao into their culture. They were fascinated by its properties and quickly integrated it into their own traditions and rituals. The Aztecs expanded the use of cacao, making it an integral part of their society. They associated it with their god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent deity who was believed to have brought many gifts to humanity, including the cacao tree. This association elevated the status of cacao even further in Aztec culture. The Aztecs believed that Quetzalcoatl had gifted cacao to humanity. This mythological connection reinforced the sacredness of cacao and its importance in their daily lives. It was seen as a divine offering that should be cherished and respected. Much like the Mayans, they used cacao beans as currency. The beans were highly valued and were used to trade for goods, pay taxes, and even as offerings to the gods. This practice underscored the economic and cultural significance of cacao in Aztec society. They also believed that xocolatl had magical properties. The drink was thought to provide strength, wisdom, and vitality. It was consumed by warriors before battle and by nobles during important ceremonies, symbolizing power and prestige. Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century. Their arrival marked a significant turning point in the history of cacao. The Europeans were intrigued by this exotic beverage and its unique flavor. They brought cacao beans back to Europe. This marked the beginning of chocolate's global journey. The beans were initially met with curiosity and skepticism, but it wasn't long before chocolate became a sensation across the continent. This marked the beginning of chocolate's global journey. As cacao spread throughout Europe, it underwent various transformations. The bitter drink of the Mesoamericans was sweetened and adapted to suit European tastes, leading to the creation of the chocolate we know today. Chocolate was about to change the world, from its humble beginnings in the Mesoamerican forest to its rise as a global delicacy. Chocolate's journey is a testament to its enduring appeal and cultural significance. Across the ocean, chocolate's European transformation. Chocolate, in its initial bitter form, was met with mixed reactions in Europe. Some found it unpalatable, struggling to appreciate its intense and unfamiliar taste. The bitterness was a stark contrast to the sweet flavors Europeans were accustomed to. Others saw potential in its unique flavor. They were intrigued by the exotic nature of cacao and believed it could be transformed into something more palatable. These early enthusiasts were the pioneers who would change the course of chocolate history. Europeans began experimenting with cacao. They tried various methods to improve its taste and texture, using the tools and techniques available at the time. This period of experimentation was crucial in the evolution of chocolate. Sugar was a key ingredient in this transformation. The addition of sugar helped to balance the bitterness of the cacao, making it more appealing to the European palate. This simple yet significant change marked the beginning of chocolate's journey to becoming a beloved treat. Adding sugar to the bitter cacao created a more pleasing taste. This combination of bitter and sweet was revolutionary, and it opened up new possibilities for chocolate as a culinary ingredient. Europeans developed specialized chocolate mills. These mills were designed to grind the cacao beans into a finer, smoother paste, which was essential for creating a more refined product. These mills ground the beans into a finer, smoother paste. This process was labor-intensive but necessary to achieve the desired consistency and quality. This made it easier to mix with other ingredients. The smoother paste could be blended with various flavors and textures, leading to a wider range of chocolate products. Chocolate houses emerged as fashionable gathering places. These establishments became popular social hubs where people could enjoy the new and exciting chocolate drink. These were places for socializing and enjoying the novel drink. The chocolate houses played a significant role in popularizing chocolate and integrating it into European culture. As its popularity grew, so did experimentation. Chefs and home cooks alike began to explore new ways to use chocolate in their recipes, leading to a culinary revolution. Chocolate was incorporated into various recipes. From drinks to desserts, chocolate became a versatile ingredient that could enhance a wide range of dishes. This paved the way for the creation of chocolate cake. The combination of chocolate with other ingredients led to the development of new and delicious confections, forever changing the world of baking. A cake is born. The journey of chocolate cake begins in the early 19th century, a time when baking was more of an art than a science. Back then, the process was labor-intensive, and the results were often unpredictable. Early chocolate cake creations were a far cry from the moist, rich desserts we savor today. These early recipes were simple, often found in handwritten cookbooks passed down through generations. The earliest forms of chocolate cake were quite different from what we enjoy today. They were more like bread, dense and less sweet, reflecting the limited availability of refined sugar and the rudimentary baking techniques of the time. They were often bread-like in texture, a stark contrast to the fluffy, airy cakes we are accustomed to. The use of cacao was primarily for its unique flavor, rather than the rich, creamy chocolate we think of now. These cakes used cacao primarily as a flavoring agent. The cacao beans were ground and mixed into the batter, providing a hint of chocolate taste that was quite exotic for the time. Recipes were refined over time. As baking techniques improved and ingredients became more accessible, the chocolate cake began to evolve. Bakers experimented with different methods and ingredients, striving for a lighter, more palatable dessert. One key innovation was the use of baking soda or baking powder. These leavening agents revolutionized baking, allowing cakes to rise and become fluffier. These leavening agents created a lighter, airier cake. The transformation was remarkable, turning what was once a dense, bread-like treat into a delightful, spongy dessert. The development of specialized ovens also played a part. Early bakers relied on wood-fired ovens, which were difficult to control. The advent of more sophisticated ovens allowed for precise temperature control, essential for perfecting cake recipes. They allowed for more controlled baking temperatures. This precision meant that cakes could be baked evenly, reducing the risk of burnt edges or undercooked centers. Cookbooks from the 18th and 19th centuries feature increasingly sophisticated chocolate cake recipes. These books were treasure troves of knowledge, documenting the evolution of baking techniques and ingredient combinations. These recipes often included ingredients like eggs, butter, and sugar. These additions enriched the batter, resulting in cakes that were not only lighter, but also more flavorful. This resulted in richer, more decadent cakes. The transformation from simple bread-like cakes to the indulgent chocolate cakes we know today was a gradual process, marked by continuous experimentation and innovation. Chocolate cake was becoming a true indulgence. By the early 20th century, it had cemented its place as a beloved dessert, enjoyed by people of all ages and backgrounds. Section 4. A delicacy for the elite chocolate cake's royal rise. Chocolate, in all its forms, was initially a luxury reserved for the wealthy. This was due to the cost of cacao beans. Chocolate cake, with its elaborate recipes and rich ingredients, was seen as a status symbol. Royal courts across Europe embraced chocolate cake as a delicacy. Pastry chefs competed to create the most impressive and flavorful cakes. Chocolate cake was served at special events and celebrations. It was a testament to the host's wealth and refinement. Section 5. For the people. Chocolate cake becomes a common indulgence. Several factors contributed to chocolate cake's transition from an elite treat to an everyday dessert. Advancements in transportation made cacao beans more accessible. Increased production brought down the price. Chocolate was no longer a luxury few could afford. The Industrial Revolution led to the mass production of chocolate. Chocolate bars and other confectionaries became widely available. Baking powder, once a costly ingredient, became more affordable. This made it easier for people to bake chocolate cake at home. Cookbooks and women's magazines began featuring simplified chocolate cake recipes. These recipes used readily available ingredients. Chocolate cake was now within reach of ordinary households.
We all have those days when everything seems to be going wrong and nothing feels quite right. The kind of days where you just want to curl up and escape from the world for a little while. The days when deadlines loom, the weather's miserable, and you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's on these days that we crave something more than just sustenance. We crave comfort. Sometimes you just need a warm hug from the inside out. A little something to soothe the soul and bring a sense of peace and warmth. That's where comfort food comes in. It's more than just a meal. It's a feeling, a memory, a moment of solace in a hectic world. And what's more comforting than a big bowl of creamy tomato soup with perfectly grilled cheese croutons? This classic combination is like a warm embrace on a cold day. This isn't just food, it's a culinary cuddle. Each spoonful brings a sense of nostalgia, reminding us of simpler times and the warmth of home. It's a reminder of happy childhood memories, simple pleasures, and the joy of sharing a meal with loved ones. The laughter around the dinner table, the stories shared, and the bonds strengthened. And the joy of good food. There's something magical about sharing a comforting meal with friends and family, creating moments that linger in our hearts. In this article, we're going to embark on a culinary adventure, exploring the magic of this classic combo. We'll dive into the history, the variations, and the secrets to making the perfect bowl of tomato soup and grilled cheese, exploring the magic of this classic combo. From the rich, velvety texture of the soup to the crispy, gooey perfection of the grilled cheese, every element plays a part in creating the ultimate comfort food experience. We'll break down the steps, share insider tips, and show you how to elevate this humble dish into something truly special. Whether you're a seasoned cook or a kitchen novice, you'll find inspiration and guidance here, and inspire you to create your own comforting masterpiece. With a few simple ingredients and a little bit of love, you can transform an ordinary meal into an extraordinary experience. Get ready for a delicious journey. Join us as we celebrate the joy of comfort food and discover the heartwarming magic of tomato soup and grilled cheese. Let's start with the base of our comfort feast, the tomato soup. This classic dish is a staple in many households, known for its rich, comforting flavors and its ability to warm you up from the inside out. Whether you're making it for a cozy night in or serving it as a starter for a dinner party, tomato soup is always a crowd pleaser. This recipe is all about simplicity and fresh flavors. The key to a great tomato soup lies in the quality of the ingredients. Fresh, ripe tomatoes, aromatic onions, and pungent garlic form the backbone of this dish. When you start with the best produce, you don't need to do much to make it shine. Follow these easy steps and you'll be slurping up a bowl of sunshine in no time. Imagine the satisfaction of tasting a spoonful of homemade soup, knowing you crafted it from scratch. It's a simple pleasure that brings immense joy. First, grab a large pot and gently sauté 1 chopped onion and 2 cloves of minced garlic in a little olive oil. The aroma of onions and garlic cooking together is one of the most inviting smells in the kitchen. It sets the stage for the flavors to come. We want them soft and fragrant, not browned. This gentle cooking process helps to release their natural sweetness, which will enhance the overall flavor of the soup. Next, add in a kilogram of ripe tomatoes, roughly chopped. The tomatoes are the star of the show, bringing their vibrant color and juicy texture to the mix. Don't worry about peeling them. We're going for rustic charm. The skins will blend into the soup, adding a bit of texture and extra nutrients. Pour in 500 milliliters of vegetable broth to get things simmering. The broth adds depth and helps to meld all the flavors together. Let the soup simmer for about 20 minutes. This simmering time allows the tomatoes to break down and release their sweet, tangy goodness into the broth. The tomatoes will soften, releasing their sweet, tangy goodness. You'll notice the soup starting to thicken and take on a beautiful, rich color. Now grab your trusty blender and blitz the soup until it's beautifully smooth and creamy. An immersion blender works best for this, but a regular blender will do the trick as well. Just be careful with the hot liquid. Finally, season your soup with salt, pepper, and a pinch of sugar to balance the acidity. Taste as you go, adjusting the seasoning to your preference. The sugar helps to mellow out the acidity of the tomatoes, creating a well-rounded flavor. A dollop of cream or a sprinkle of fresh herbs adds a final touch of luxury. The cream adds richness, while the herbs bring a fresh, vibrant note to the dish. Serve your soup with a slice of crusty bread and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Bon appétit! Now, for the star of the show, the grilled cheese croutons. These little bites of heaven are the perfect addition to any soup, salad, or even as a snack on their own. Imagine the crunch of perfectly toasted bread combined with the gooey, melty goodness of your favorite cheese. It's a match made in culinary heaven. These crispy, cheesy bites take our soup from ordinary to extraordinary. They add a delightful texture and a burst of flavor that makes every spoonful a joy. Whether you're enjoying a classic tomato soup or a hearty vegetable broth, these croutons are the perfect complement. First, take a loaf of your favorite bread and slice it into thick squares, about 1.5 inches each. The choice of bread can make a big difference. A rustic sourdough or a hearty whole grain can add an extra layer of flavor and texture to your croutons. Butter each slice generously on one side. This step is crucial because the butter will help the bread achieve that perfect golden brown crust. Don't skimp on the butter, it's what makes these croutons so irresistibly delicious. Next, layer a slice of cheese onto the unbuttered side of half the bread slices. You can use any cheese you like, but a good melting cheese is key. Think cheddar, mozzarella, or even a mix of cheeses for a more complex flavor. Cheddar is classic, but feel free to experiment. Try adding a bit of Gruyere for a nutty flavor, or some pepper jack for a spicy kick. The possibilities are endless, and you can tailor the croutons to suit your taste. Heat a large skillet over medium heat. Make sure the skillet is hot before you add the bread. This will help ensure that the bread toasts evenly and the cheese melts perfectly. Place the cheese-topped slices, cheese side up, in the pan. Be careful not to overcrowd the pan. You want each slice to have enough space to toast properly. Top each with another slice of bread buttered side up. This creates a delicious sandwich that will become our croutons. The buttered side will toast up beautifully, creating a crispy exterior. Grill for 2 to 3 minutes per side or until the bread is golden brown and the cheese is melted and gooey. Keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn. You want that perfect balance of crispy and melty. Cut into triangles and get ready for crunch time. These grilled cheese croutons are not just a garnish, they're a game changer. Enjoy them in your favorite dishes or on their own as a delightful snack. Who doesn't love a bit of customization? This recipe is a blank canvas for your culinary creativity. Add a pinch of chili flakes or a dash of hot sauce to your soup for a fiery twist. Fresh basil, oregano, or thyme, add a burst of Mediterranean flavor. Stir in a spoonful of cream cheese or mascarpone for extra richness. Patience is key when grilling cheese. Low heat ensures the bread gets crispy and the cheese melts evenly. Don't skimp on the butter. It adds flavor and helps create that irresistible golden crust. Use a cheese that melts well, like cheddar, Gruyere, or Monterey Jack. Let your grilled cheese rest for a minute before cutting. This allows the cheese to set and prevents a gooey mess. Ladle your steaming soup into bowls and top with those glorious grilled cheese croutons. For an extra touch of decadence, add a swirl of cream or a sprinkle of fresh herbs. This dish is perfect for cozy nights in, casual lunches, or even as a starter for a dinner party. It's guaranteed to warm hearts and satisfy appetites. So there you have it, a classic comfort food combo with a gourmet twist. Now it's your turn. Grab your apron, gather your ingredients, and get ready to experience the magic of creamy tomato soup and grilled cheese croutons. Don't forget to share your culinary creations with us. We can't wait to see and hear about your delicious masterpieces. Happy cooking! This tangerine berry ice cream cake is a delightful treat. It's perfect for summer parties or any day you want something special. The combination of zesty tangerines and sweet berries is simply irresistible. This recipe uses fresh ingredients and simple techniques, ensuring a delicious and impressive dessert that will wow your family and friends. Let's get baking! Before we begin, let's gather our ingredients. Having everything ready and measured out will make the baking process smoother and more enjoyable. It's always a good idea to double-check your pantry and fridge to ensure you have all the necessary items before you start. For this recipe, we will not be using any substitutes. Fresh, high-quality ingredients are key to achieving the best results. This means no shortcuts or replacements. Each ingredient plays a crucial role in the final product. To ensure the freshest and most vibrant flavors, we need to be precise with our measurements. For the cake, you'll need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. These dry ingredients form the base of our cake, providing structure and balance. Next, we have 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter, softened. Softened butter is essential for creating a smooth and creamy batter, which will help our cake achieve a tender crumb. You'll also need 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 4 large eggs, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The sugar adds sweetness and helps with the cake's texture, while the eggs provide richness and structure. The vanilla extract enhances the overall flavor. For a burst of citrus flavor, we'll use half a cup of fresh tangerine juice and 1/4 cup of tangerine zest. The juice adds moisture and tanginess, while the zest provides a concentrated citrus aroma. For the berry filling, you'll need 2 cups of mixed berries, such as raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. The berries add a fresh, fruity layer to our cake, and the cornstarch helps thicken the filling. For the ice cream layer, we have 1 quart of vanilla bean ice cream, softened. This will add a creamy, cool contrast to the warm cake and berry filling. Make sure the ice cream is softened enough to spread easily but not melted. This will ensure an even layer that complements the other components. For the whipped cream topping, we need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whipping these together will create a light and fluffy topping that adds the perfect finishing touch to our cake. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. This step is crucial as it ensures that your oven is at the right temperature when you place the cake inside, allowing for even baking and a perfect rise. Next, grease and flour a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. This will prevent the cake from sticking and ensure even baking. Make sure to cover all the corners and edges of the pan to avoid any part of the cake from sticking. Using a non-stick baking spray can also be helpful, but a combination of butter and flour works best for a perfect release. In a medium bowl, whisk together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Set aside. This dry mixture will be the foundation of your cake, providing structure and lift. In a large bowl, cream together the softened butter and granulated sugar until light and fluffy. This process incorporates air into the batter, which is essential for a light and airy cake texture. This creates air pockets in the batter, resulting in a lighter cake. Be patient and mix for about 3-5 minutes to achieve the right consistency. Beat in the eggs one at a time, making sure each egg is fully incorporated before adding the next. This step ensures a smooth and homogeneous batter. Then stir in the vanilla extract. The vanilla adds a subtle depth of flavor that complements the tangerine beautifully. Adding eggs one at a time ensures they are fully incorporated into the batter. This step is crucial for the cake's texture and structure. In a separate bowl, whisk together the tangerine juice and zest. The zest adds a concentrated burst of tangerine flavor, while the juice provides moisture and tanginess. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, alternating with the tangerine mixture. This method helps to evenly distribute the ingredients and prevents the batter from becoming too thick or too runny. Alternating with the tangerine mixture, beginning and ending with the dry ingredients. Mix until just combined. Overmixing can lead to a tough cake, so be careful not to overdo it. The key is to mix until you no longer see streaks of flour. This ensures that the cake will be tender and moist. Overmixing can lead to a tough cake, so be careful not to overdo it. The batter should be smooth and slightly thick. Pour the batter into the prepared baking pan and spread evenly. Use a spatula to smooth the top and ensure the batter is evenly distributed. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes or until a wooden skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. This indicates that the cake is fully baked and ready to be enjoyed. Section 4. Layering the flavors of sunshine. In this section, we will explore how to create a delightful ice cream cake that captures the essence of summer. The combination of fresh berries and creamy vanilla ice cream will transport you to a sunny day, no matter the season. While the cake is baking, prepare the berry filling. Start by selecting a variety of fresh berries. You can use strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, or any combination you prefer. Wash the berries thoroughly and sort them to remove any stems or leaves. In a saucepan, combine the mixed berries, sugar, and cornstarch. The sugar will help to sweeten the berries, while the cornstarch will thicken the mixture, creating a luscious filling for your cake. Cook over medium heat, stirring constantly, until the mixture thickens and the berries soften. This process usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Once the mixture has thickened and the berries are soft, set it aside to cool completely. This cooling step is crucial to ensure the filling sets properly. Once the cake is baked, let it cool completely in the pan before assembling the ice cream cake. Cooling the cake in the pan helps it retain its shape and makes it easier to handle during assembly. This prevents the ice cream from melting too quickly. If the cake is too warm, the ice cream will start to melt as soon as it touches the cake, making it difficult to spread evenly. To assemble the cake, spread the cooled berry filling evenly over the cake layer. Make sure to cover the entire surface to ensure every bite is filled with the delicious berry mixture. Top with the softened vanilla bean ice cream, spreading it evenly. The vanilla bean ice cream adds a rich, creamy texture that complements the tartness of the berries perfectly. Place the cake in the freezer for at least 4 hours, or until the ice cream is firm. This step is essential to ensure the layers set properly, and the cake holds its shape when sliced. Enjoy your refreshing ice cream cake, a perfect treat for any sunny day. Section 5. The art of the perfect freeze. Freezing the cake for an adequate amount of time is crucial for a neat and beautiful slice. If the ice cream is not firm enough, it will melt and make a mess when you cut into it. To prevent freezer burn, wrap the cake tightly with plastic wrap after the initial freeze. This will protect the cake from ice crystals and keep it fresh. Section 6. Unveiling your masterpiece. When ready to serve, remove the cake from the freezer and let it sit at room temperature for 10 to 15 minutes to soften slightly. This will make it easier to slice and serve. In a large bowl, whip the heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla extract until stiff peaks form. Spread the whipped cream over the ice cream layer. Garnish with fresh berries and tangerine slices if desired. Slice the cake and serve immediately. Section 7. Celebrations and Tangerine Dreams. This tangerine berry ice cream cake is a show-stopping dessert perfect for birthdays, anniversaries, or any special occasion. It's a delightful combination of textures and flavors that will tantalize your taste buds. The cake is best served fresh but can be stored in the freezer for up to 3 days. Thaw in the refrigerator for a few hours before serving. Enjoy the sunshine in every bite.